Welcome to Mobupps Insider, the podcast where we explore ideas, technologies, and strategies shaping the future of performance marketing and ad tech. I'm your host, Siddharth Barman, Vice President of Global Marketing at Mobupps. Today, we are diving into the most exciting innovation happening inside Mobupps is Echo AI. Campaigns are being more complex in cross-device environment. Marketers are struggling with data and making difficult facing difficulty in making decisions and accurate decisions rather. And that's where exactly the challenge Echo AI was built to solve. Joining me today, Yaron Tomchin, the CEO of Mobupps, to discuss how Echo AI is bringing real-time intelligence, predictive optimization, and self-learning automation, modern campaign management. Yaron, welcome to the new episode.
Thank you. Thank you, Sid, for having me. And hello, everyone. Super happy to share our insights. We had so many learnings and so many failures and so many success in the past year building our AI strategy, building Echo AI. So I'm super happy to share it with all the listeners. And yeah, thank you for the initiative, Sid.
Awesome. Before diving into Echo AI, the market, I've been listening, not I, but the world has been listening to the word AI. My home, my friends, my family, my mother, in fact, she's been talking about AI. Before diving into Echo AI itself, what's the problem in today's advertising industry inspired the creation of this technology?
Yeah, look, Sid, so the reality is that the market really shifted significantly in the past couple of years. And marketers are facing totally new level of challenges and fragmentation. They're dealing with signal loss. It's one of the first issues I want to discuss. The platforms, the regulation, the privacy regulation, the platform changes are coming into the picture more and more. And the tracking is not the same as it was in the past. There is a significant war and challenge on the attribution and how different media suppliers or tracking platforms attribute users and decide who is the relevant user and who need to get the credit on specific event. But one of the most critical issues we saw moving into 2026 is the breakdown of trust regarding what actual traffic converts, what actual traffic bring incrementality and value. I think today also a big challenge is all the dashboards and all the data. There is so much information, so much tools under the hands of marketers, but still marketers are doing so much manual, high reactive decision based on just running static reports and back-looking reports. And that's actually where the spend and the waste happens, in the gaps between the human check-ins. And that's where we realize that the legacy model of just selling traffic by volume or just selling bulks of traffic, that's dead. And that's why we build Echo AI. So we believe the industry needs a system that not just display historical data, but autonomously, not automation, autonomously detect patterns, verify incrementality, and flag yield events in real time.
You spotted it right, Yaron. Being a marketer myself, I can feel it. The dashboard, the data. It's really, really, really difficult to marry both the things and to produce the one unified report, or rather, let's say, fragmented reports I get. I used to dive into multiple reports. My morning starts with this report, what
Yeah.
is happening where, and I have to literally have to sit down and check multiple dashboards to get, okay, this has been happening in my campaigns. So for someone hearing for the first time, what exactly is Echo AI?
I love to think about Echo AI not as a single software feature or some algorithm or some optimization script. I think it will be best understood as autonomous multi-agent platform. It's an ecosystem and it's built from multiple interconnected AI agents that are all integrated directly into Mobupps tech stack. You can imagine yourself a team of virtual team members, of virtual junior account managers that each one of them has a specific distinct task. One deal with data access, one deal with certain other responsibilities on the campaign management. And all these agents are eventually working together simultaneously. They analyze live campaign data, they cross-reference signals across web, CTV, and mobile. They collectively generate eventually one single recommendation for budget, for pacing, for audience, creative, publisher whitelisting, everything according to certain client KPIs and publishers' priorities.
All right. So technically, you're talking about an agent which is not human, but it seems like a human. So
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. That's a unique architectural approach, right? Can you walk us through these agents are and what are the specific tasks? Because I'm very curious to know about it. Do they have hands? Can they speak? Can they enjoy the
Almost,
coffee?
almost. Maybe in the next cycle of AI development, but so far um, we segment it to four different agents. So the first one is the DMP agent. We call it the audience agent. And that's actually the backbone of all the entire platform. Why? Because this agent process massive low latency data streams coming from multiple sources. We have our IRTB platform infrastructure. We have our mobile network partnership. We have external MMPs like AppsFlyer and Adjust. All the data is coming into one single source of truth. We call it SSOT, single source of truth, a data lake where all this, where the DMP and the agent process the data, and particularly paying attention to two critical signals. One is the cross-device unification, where we map the user across CTV, web, and mobile. And secondly is the continuous incrementality scanning. So we want to filter out the noise and we want to serve clean, high precise tracking for our campaigns. So that's the first one. The second one is the campaign distribution agent. This agent focus purely on execution. You can think about it like an AdOps agent. It match all the parameters between advertisers and publishers, between supply and demand, and it choose the highest performing inventory, actively deciding how to distribute traffic across the platform to maximize our efficiency. Then thirdly, we have the publishers and advertiser agent. So they are balancing the marketplace. The advertiser agent core responsibility is to deal with ROAS. He's responsible on the day 7 ROAS of our advertisers. And the publisher responsibility, publisher agent, is to deal with fill rates and monetization and the CPM of our publishers. And they both need to work simultaneously to take care the needs of every side. And eventually, last but not least, and that's the first one we actually deployed, that's the conversational layer of the platform. So we spoke about the dashboards and all the complicity. So that's where we take all this complex deep data logic that all the other agents translate and bring, and then we actually bring it in a human language. So people, our team can just, implement different prompts in the platform and speak with this chatbot and get actual, answers to their questions about what is the best creative, what changes certain campaign had yesterday, what are the top publishers for his campaign in the last 7 days. So yeah, all these four agents collaborate together to ensure that all the needs of our partners and clients happens, and the team is the most efficient team on the market.
Technically, they are collaborating with each other. All the four agents are collaborating with each other and kind of an intelligence in action.
Yeah.
Do these individuals agents interact with each other, and how do they move from independent tasks to a single unified recommendation?
Yeah, I think that's where the real true power of agentic workflow comes into light, right? Because they are collaborating with each other, but they have different responsibilities as well. So they don't work like silos. It's a continuous collaboration and a feedback loop. So maybe we can take like a real example, and that will be more clear with a real example. So let's assume there is a certain campaign. Let's assume a scenario, certain advertiser and the performance is odd. Something went off, the KPIs is not there. So the DMP, the ODS agent, immediately will flag the drop in the incrementality score. And the advertiser agent will calculate immediately the risk of this client day 7 ROAS target. The publisher agent will check the source of the inventory, and the campaign distribution agent will calculate safer, more optimized path for this advertiser. So everyone deals with different tasks. Everyone have their own responsibility, but eventually all done to maximize yield and to achieve best KPIs for our clients.
This is very interesting, Yaron. As a marketer, for me also, incrementality is something that always been at the top of my list. You mentioned incrementality. What is the such critical topic in performance marketing right now, and how does Eco AI enforce it?
Yeah. Look, advertisers, our clients, they ask us today very tough questions. They ask us if certain users have downloaded my app organically anyway. So it's an absolute defining metrics today for brands. And they, advertisers with all the tools, with all the AI, they become really sophisticated, and they are not just looking, as we spoke at the beginning, for low CPI or high install count. It doesn't matter today. And if certain campaign with unbranded creative or certain poor targeting setup, that's very easily will lead into self-cannibalization. And that's the buzzword today, right? No one wants to cannibalize their organic traffic. So I think that's exactly why we build the DMP, the data agent. So into our DMP, with our integration with the MMPs, we continuously ingest and analyze unattributed MMP events data. And by this, we can measure exact statistical delta between organic and paid traffic. And the agents can mathematically isolate any incremental lift. We don't want our clients to pay for users they can get anyway. We want our clients only to get net new users. And that's the target for our user acquisition campaigns. That's one of the main things we are paying attention today. How can we really add incrementality from media, creatives, data, and so on?
Very interesting thing you have mentioned about users. I mean, of course, the users are, this is a fragmented world. The users are
Yeah.
spread across the world. How do you see this? The cross device intelligence, another crucial point that you raised in cross device signal unification. Why is that so that important? What's your take on this?
Yeah. One of our strategies to offer our clients and monetize our publishers inventory across web, CTV, and mobile. And why we choose this strategy? Because let's take, for example, a consumer that is using certain iGaming or casual game or e-commerce app. So they might discover the app watching TV on a big screen, right? And they might do some research on their web, on their laptop, but ultimately they will complete the purchase and they will convert on their mobile device. And every aspect of this user journey is important, right? And every aspect is actually contributing to the eventual down funnel events. Some responsible on the upper funnel, the discoverability, the branding, some medias, some devices are responsible on actual conversion. And that's where the mobile. So we cannot look anymore on these touch points in isolation. We must connect them. We must build a unified profile of a user. And that's where our DMP will work on, the DMP agent initially discover about the user profile, and we'll build certain profile that we can understand that that's the same user across TV, mobile, and web. And it will give our partners transparent, unduplicated view of the ROAS. That's what we believe, the potential in cross-device approach.
So now it's like, since you mentioned about the cross-device approach and how the unification has been happening, what's your take on automation versus human strategy? Because where we talk about cross-device, I mean, of course, different channels have different strategies and different approach. With all these specific agents, whether handling the heavy lifting, where does the human lifts? Of course, there will be some set of humans who will be managing this, right?
Yeah, of course. Fundamentally, we always think human in the loop, empowerment, and not replacement. We are not looking to replace our team, and we are not looking to replace our people. We want to empower them to be more efficient, to do more. For years, I think edtech industry turned very creative marketers into reporting monkeys, button pushers, data entry specialists. And those people are really creative. They come to marketing because they want to imagine, they want to create, they want to, actual influence on campaigns. And I think today AI agent can manage all the micro execution tasks. They can take on themselves, the low latency data crunches. They can take on themselves the predictive modeling. They can send alerts. And the goal is to free time from account managers, from media buyers, from the client growth teams to do what machines cannot do. And they cannot build a relationship. They cannot create human storytelling. They cannot build high level strategy. And that's where we want our team to specialize on these tasks where all the noise and all the repetitive work will be done by AI agents. So human must be in the loop and they must do the important things where we treat the AI agent as like a junior ad ops account managers that deals with rest of the work.
Very well said. Very well said. And this is going to give us a very good inspiration also. But with that, I promise this is the last question, Yaron. I know I've been asking a lot of questions. Uh,
No, but you have
how
good
is
questions. That's great.
how is Echo AI connected to other Mobupps technologies? I mean, we do have other products also within Mobupps. So where's the play of Echo AI?
Yeah, it's not isolated software. It's fully integrated into MAFO and IRTB. So inside MAFO, so that's our performance trading desk. The main agents that are integrated is the campaign distribution agent and our advertiser agent. So the goal is to process all the complex data. Of course, the reporting agent is there, give our team ability to speak with reports in natural human language, automatically scale winning media, optimize campaigns. And inside IRTB, it's our SSP platform. The integration is mainly with the audience agent, our DMP, and publisher agent. And the goal is to process, because RTB is really about scale. It processes 4 billion requests daily. The goal is to analyze all these billions of pre-bid and post-bid requests, to remove fraudulent IVT traffic before it even reached to our advertisers, and to ensure that our publishers getting the highest possible fill rates and monetization. So it's fully integrated. It cannot be standalone. It's not a product as itself. It must be implemented into our tech stack. So it will take the tech stack into the next level.
Great. So I'm sure the partners will be delighted to get an experience of it. And with that note,
That's the
as
goal.
prom as promised, Yaron, thank you very much for joining us and sharing the vision behind Echo AI and also the stories behind Echo AI. It's clear that the future of performance marketing is becoming more intelligent and more predictive and for more automated, and Echo AI is there to help and lead the transformation. And thank you everyone for listening to Mobupps Insider. If you'd like to learn more about Echo AI, how it helps optimize your campaigns, do visit Mobupps website and connect to our team directly. Until next time, I'm Siddharth Barman, and this is Mobupps Insider. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Bye bye.